From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Our top story, police are responding to a call of shots fired on 21st Avenue.
That's right, in the 900 block. Little detail was available as of news time, but what has been released so far is police received a call reporting a man was threatening to, quote, kill people and later fired shots into the air. Now, Fairbanks police are reportedly looking for the suspect in the area and have cordoned off a section of the street near 21st. Now, this is a developing situation and we'll update the story as the details emerge.
And police have confirmed the driver in a shootout and pursuit this morning was killed. Authorities say it began as an attempted traffic stop in South Fairbanks when the man and woman fled the scene. Both reportedly fired numerous shots at troopers and Fairbanks police during the incident. Area schools were locked down as the pursuit continued into North Pole. Law enforcement attempted to use spike strips to stop the vehicle but were unsuccessful. Police say the man was driving erratically and both he and the passenger shot multiple times out the window. Ultimately, both suspects were shot and the driver was killed. The female passenger is in the hospital but expected to survive. The investigation is continuing.
The decision was made due to the dangers of the vehicle swerving toward moving vehicles along the roadway, that this needed to be terminated in the interest of public safety. The shots were still being fired and the decision was being made to try to end this pursuit in the interest of public safety. It did pass by several schools which were placed on lockdown for the students' benefit and safety. When the passenger and driver continued to fire shots at law enforcement, the decision was made to end the pursuit. Law enforcement did fire shots at the pursued vehicle. 2 individuals were struck by those rounds. The driver was struck and is deceased.
Now, this is the second trooper-involved shooting in less than 24 hours in the interior. We will release the names of the suspects involved as they are officially given to us from law enforcement.
The body of a Fairbanks man identified as 44-year-old Willie Chambers was recovered from the Chena River around 9 p.m. last night. Chambers and 3 other people were fishing from a raft when it capsized and spilled the occupants into the river around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. 3 of the people were able to swim to safety while Chambers was swept down the river and later drowned. Chambers' body was recovered about 25 yards west of the Pegger Bridge near the center of the river. Now, multiple agencies aided in the search and subsequent recovery. During drag operations, search dogs indicated on the area, and the body was found submerged in about 4 feet of water. Fairbanks City Assistant Fire Chief Ernie Meswit says it's likely the body became tangled in river debris.
It's really hard to say. There's a lot of debris on the bottom of the river, and particularly when the river rises, brings a lot of more debris and stuff down. And so there are indications that he may have gotten tangled into some of the debris that's suspended in the river and whatnot. And again, with the fast-moving currents and whatnot, not wearing a PFD just makes things even worse.
Alaska federal judge H. Russell Holland yesterday dismissed a lawsuit brought over the U.S. Interior Department's refusal to allow for a road through a wildlife refuge to ease medical evacuations. Congress in 2009 passed legislation authorizing a land swap for a single-lane gravel road between King Cove and Cold Bay that would primarily be used for health and safety purposes. Strong winds and poor weather often make it difficult to safely fly to King Cove, and Cold Bay, a former military facility, is home to Alaska's 3rd longest runway. In late 2013, U.S. Interior Secretary Sally Jewell rejected the proposed land swap. The road would have gone through Eisenbeck National Wildlife Refuge. The lawsuit was filed last year by the city of King Cove, Alaska Native interests, and others.
Okay, when we come back, if you think gas prices locally are high compared to the lower 48, and you're right, and one local legislator is trying to do something about it, we'll tell you what.
Also, October 6th is right around the corner, the date for local elections. Endorsements are coming out, and we'll tell you who one group supports. These stories and more when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. A Fairbanks man accused of sexually abusing a 4-year-old girl was sentenced this afternoon in Fairbanks Superior Court. Kevin Pickett, who was originally charged with sexual abuse of a minor, pleaded guilty to a single count of indecent exposure as part of a plea deal with the state. According to charging documents, Pickett exposed himself and inappropriately touched the child. Today during sentencing, Judge Jane Kavar said Pickett blamed the incident on the Ambien, saying he was impaired. Pickett was facing 12 years for the Class C felony. Kavar sentenced him to 11 years but suspended 9, leaving him with 2 years to serve. Also, as part of the deal, Pickett will have to register as a sex offender for a period of 15 years and will be placed on probation for 6 years once released from custody.
And really, there didn't seem to be anything in the report that would make it understandable. You have not lived the kind of life that you would expect this. I know that the mother of the child wouldn't have expected this. And so I think that hopefully it is a one very bad, aberrant day that is going to have consequences for her, for her mother who lives with the child who has difficulties because of this, and to everybody else around.
State Representative Scott Kawasaki is urging Governor Walker to begin investigating high gas prices across the last frontier. According to the website GasBuddy.com, the median price of gasoline in Fairbanks is around $3.45. Gas prices dropped 18 cents per gallon in the lower 48 during August, which was the greatest decrease since 2008. Kawasaki says prices are typically high for Alaskans, but currently those figures aren't declining in the state as the cost of oil does. The legislator sent a letter to the governor's office highlighting the issue, which he says constituents have been speaking out on. Kawasaki says consumer protection against price gouging is the concern he wants investigated. The governor's office has yet to respond, but past administrations have addressed similar issues.
When oil prices are typically low, gas prices are typically low. When oil prices rise, because you need to refine oil in order to get gasoline. So when oil prices are high, naturally the margins are lower. So the gas prices again would rise. Again, we have not seen gas prices lowered. We can create laws that better protect the public. And I think that this is a time to look at that.
The Interior Taxpayers Association Tuesday night held its annual candidate forum leading up to the October 6th municipal election here in Fairbanks. Candidates for borough mayor and borough assembly seats sparred with one another while taking questions from association members who attended the forum held in assembly chambers. Following the Q&A period, the ITA endorsed Tammy Wilson for borough mayor. She is running against Carl Castle, Robert Shields, and Corey Jackman. The ITA is also endorsing Dennis Alexander, who is running against incumbent Van Lawrence for Assembly Seat A. Paul Doak earned the ITA nod over incumbent Catherine Dodge in the race for Seat F, while Lance Roberts earned the association's endorsement in his bid for re-election to Seat G on the Assembly. Now, Roberts has no official opponent, but faces a write-in challenge from Sean Tack, who was not invited to participate in last night's forum.
We do not accept write-in candidates at ITA because, of course, people by the drove could write their names in just to take up time and be heard. And so we are going to allow Mr. Roberts to be heard tonight. We appreciate him coming.
All right, Joe Cook is up next, and he has a lot of prep sports highlights and results.
Also, a former Malamute is a team captain for her college team.
Find out all about that and more after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. It's time for the Wednesday Sportscast. I'm Joe Cook. A former Interior hockey player has been named a team captain for her college team. Today, the Bemidji State Beavers women's hockey team named Whitney Wovoda as one of their 3 team captains. Wovoda played hockey for the Lathrop Malamutes and the Alaska Icebreakers. Entering her senior year, the forward had a career-high 8 assists last season to go along with 5 goals. The Beavers are undefeated when she scores a goal. She has the most experience on the team, having played in 115 career games. Wovoda is a 3-time academic All-WCHA pick and is a 2-time WCHA Scholar athlete. Now to high school sports, where we have a premier matchup in volleyball. Tuesday night, the Monroe Rams hosted the West Valley Wolfpack in non-conference action. It was the first meeting between the 2 teams this season. West Valley's Stella Knox, she caught fire from the service line. She went 11 of 12 with 5 aces in the first set alone as the Pack won 25-15. In the second set, the Rams rallied from a 7-point deficit. Kiana King had a dig that went for a point to tie it at 15-all. She led the Rams with 12 kills. The set was tied at 23, but a service error from Monroe sets up the game winner for Knox. West Valley 25-23 in the second. And in the third set, the Pack went to Ruthie Hebert. She attacked at 50% and also had 12 kills. She added 4 blocks that went for points. Monroe had a late push, but West Valley and the dynamic duo of Knox and Hebert earned a 25-20 win in the third for the sweep. Monroe has lost back-to-back games for the first time in 4 years. It's West Valley's first win at Boylou Hall in 3 years when the teams met for the first time.
Serving's like a confidence game, so as long as you're confident and you know where to place it, like you pretty much can get the ace every time. So I was really confident with my serves, and I knew what I was doing, and I really just focused on placing the ball where the coach told me. So
a lot in practice, coach has been just saying set the middle a lot, middle hitters, and whenever we get a good pass, set the middle, because those are the best hits we have so far right now. So they've been doing a great job listening to him, and that's why we won this game.
Well, I think we still played a great game. It's just that we can't spot them 6-10 points and then expect to win. So we need to start playing from in front instead of behind.
And the high school flag football season entered week 2 on Tuesday with a doubleheader. The first game was between West Valley and North Pole. Both teams won their opening games, coming to their first matchup of the season against one another. Wolfpack had it going on both sides of the ball in this one. West Valley quarterback Olivia Shellikins did her usual. She ran for 2 touchdowns in this one. When she wasn't running, she was throwing to Charnette Suttoff, who had 9 catches. The combo linked up in their second game for another TD pass and catch. The Wolfpack rolled to a 20-0 win, defined by a stout defensive performance. West Valley is 2-0 on the year, and they have now won 10 straight games dating back to last season. But players are still learning more and more about the game.
So this is my first year on the team. I've never played, didn't know much about football before, and so being a part of defense, there's a lot of communication that goes involved with all the players, especially being safety. I have to make sure that everyone knows where they're at. All of us work really well together. I'm really happy with our defense. It is a confidence booster, but also being the winning team, I know other teams are working just as hard, and so that's kind of motivation for us to put more work in and work even harder because we know that they're coming back with something better.
And in the flag football nightcap, the Hutchinson Hawks and Lathrop Malamutes were both looking for their first wins of the year. This game was all about defense. Hutch and Lathrop struggled offensively, but the defenses flourished as neither team scored by halftime. Despite some nice plays on offense and special teams from Lathrop's Zadie Bell Sanchez and Hutchinson's Sierra Tate, neither team scored in regulation, but Lathrop will end up winning the first overtime game of the season 6-0 over the Hawks and improved to 1-1. The Hawks are 0-2 following 2 very close losses. The West Valley Wolfpack cross-country team seemed to be on a mission this year. Yesterday, they swept the team titles at the regional preview race at the North Star Golf Course. The Pack won the Palmer Invitational just last weekend. The top 3 in the boys and girls races were from West Valley. Spencer Heron edged Ty Donaldson for the top spot by milliseconds. Heron in 7:52.5. Donaldson, he finished in 7:52.9. Aaron Bravo was third in 7:56. Jenna DeFalco, Brooke Gottmeyer, and Sophie Pritchard with the girls' top 3 for West Valley. Next up is the Delta Junction Invitational this Saturday. On the tennis course, North Pole Patriots improved to 3-3 on the year. They nearly swept the Hutchinson Hawks with a 6-1 victory on Tuesday. Carly Donald defeated Kayla White-Williams 6-4, 6-4. And in mixed doubles, Ben Bierenstad and Ashley Rinker defeated Kevin Gramont and Aaron Tanner 6-1, 6-0. Eric Giles prevented the shutout with his 6-3, 6-0 win over Alex Putt for Hutchinson. And that's it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is up next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into Wednesday night edition of Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather. Hope you had yourself a good day. All in all, it wasn't too bad. Had a few scattered showers around late this afternoon, but those are moving out of the picture. And we're looking at basically the same weather outlook for tomorrow. More great photographs coming in every day. In fact, a lot of great photographs coming in. This is one that I received. This is a nice one sent in by Brenda Hanna. Colors on the river, on the Chena River. Look at that reflection. Beautiful shot there. And of course, the gorgeous colors in the background. With the blue background of the sky, it just doesn't get any better. And we're looking at more of these photographs coming in, like I said. So it looks like a nice weekend shaping up for you photogs out there to get out and get some more shots. Here's our numbers for today. Today's high 60 degrees, the low last night 48, the record high 74. That was in 1929. Down to 24 for the record low in 1992. Your sunrise and sunset, 13 hours and 45 minutes of daylight, a loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. On the satellite and radar, a lot more energy moving across the state today, all in association with this area of low pressure here sitting south of the Aleutian chain. The frontal boundary with it already pushing into Juneau, and as you can see, a lot of energy and moisture moving up toward the Fairbanks area. Well, right now we have like I said, we've had a few scattered showers around. As we zoom in, you'll see a little blossom of rain moving not too far away from the Fairbanks area, but it is also starting to diminish as the evening progresses. So we're not looking for much more this evening. It'll just start back up again tomorrow. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, as I said before, over southeast Alaska, lots of rain there, and it's going to get heavy. There is a flood watch out for the Juneau area. 56 degrees for the high there today, 59 at Ketchikan. Rain all day long around the Anchorage Bowl, 61 degrees. Showers at Kodiak, 54. Cold Bay, partly cloudy, 53. Heading up the west coast, Bethel looking in with 58, 51 degrees at Nome. And then north of the Brooks Range, getting chilly, 31 degrees at Barrow. Cloudy skies there, and partly cloudy skies at Fort Yukon, 52. Lower 48 weather, not much change from yesterday, although it is starting to get a lot hotter out to the west. In fact, look at San Francisco. You don't see a 90-degree temperature there very often. Nice day in Seattle. Another hot day for Las Vegas and Phoenix. Denver warming up again, 90 degrees. Cooling down a little bit over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Some showers in Minneapolis. Also showers and thunderstorms over the deep south, as you would expect this time of year. Even some thunderstorm activity over the northeast with hot temperatures again for New York and Washington, D.C. On the satellite and radar, you can see these storms pushing through rapidly. A lot of energy moving through, but nothing really severe being reported, but widespread showers and thunderstorms and more energy coming in across the Baja California area. A little remnants of what was once a tropical system bringing more moisture into the Phoenix area while the west stays hot and dry. And that's going to continue. As you can see here, increasingly hot, 10 to 15 degrees above normal for all the western half of the country. Why? Well, look at the jet stream. Way up to the north and then diving way down to the south. You usually get a lot of storminess when you get this big of a difference in the temperatures and the difference in the jet stream taking that far of a dive down to the south. So I wouldn't be surprised to see severe weather breaking out across much of the southern half of the country later on this week. Well, as far as our kids' weather for today, once again, we're talking with Ann Ween Elementary School. And tonight we have another young man that's going to be sharing a picture that you might find pretty interesting.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Bell. I am in Miss Eisman's class, Miss Eisman's 4th grade class in Ann Ween Elementary. Here's what not to do when a tornado is in the way. You're not supposed to drive out of a storm because you think your car is fast enough. It could like shut down because the lightning might fry the engine or something like that. And things will be tossed at your car, maybe flipping it or something like that.
A good educational lesson. And again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for helping us out with our kids' weather and for serving this community for 50 years. Tomorrow night, another young man will be here with a weather question. Forecasts look like this across the northern slopes. No snow showers for Barrow, mostly sunny skies at Nome, scattered showers at Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, once again, about like it was today, isolated showers at Fairbanks and Delta Junction, scattered showers in Healy. Over to the southeast, more rain. In fact, heavy rain and a flood watch for Juneau, periods of rain at Ketchikan. And over to the southwest, it looks like rain showers for Cold Bay, periods of rain at Bethel and Kodiak, while down to the south central sections, looking at windy conditions with showers around Anchorage, rain for Valdez, and scattered showers for Homer. And our forecast for the remainder of the night, just a few isolated showers, 44 degrees the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast, once again 63 for the high with isolated showers in the afternoon. The extended forecast, again, temperatures cooling off over the weekend, 50 degrees for the high for Saturday and Sunday. Maybe some showers back in the picture on Saturday. And overnight lows will also be once again dropping down to the very cool temperatures of 36 degrees Saturday night and also Sunday night.
Thanks, Mike. And also, we do have an update from the Fairbanks Police Department about the situation on 21st Avenue. It has cleared out.
Oh, good.
And an investigation is ongoing, but there's no danger and no injuries were reported. So, thankfully, that has ended for police because they have certainly been busy for the last 24 hours.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, Stephanie, for that update. And that will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, Apple unveiled a slew of new products today, including the Apple Pencil. That's up next with Lester Holt.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11, or online anytime at webcenter11.com, and also our Facebook page, because today was a good example. We were updating from the scene of the shooting, so yes.
Okay, from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.
Good night.